don't know, man. He's so badass.
Lots of big celebrities here tonight. I mean, legends, icons. Many talented people of colour were snubbed in major categories. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about that. The Hollywood foreign press are all...
Ricky Gervais, the unapologetic voice of truth in Hollywood. Ricky Gervais is known for his bold, no-holds-barred approach to comedy, and his fearless attitude has made him one of the most memorable figures in Hollywood. While the room was filled with A-list celebrities and icons, Gervais didn't hold back, calling out the hypocrisy and elitism that often defines Hollywood. For years, Ricky's career has been about more than just laughs. It's about shining a spotlight on the absurdities of the entertainment industry. Whether he's poking fun at the latest celebrity scandals or
makeup and let people film it, that takes balls. So, I don't know how he does it. I really don't.
Culture that's been sweeping through Tinseltown, Gervais has built a reputation for speaking truth to power. In 2020, his Golden Globes opening monologue was a masterclass in satire. He famously took aim at the hypocrisy...
tweets. Hello? Lucky for me, the Hollywood foreign press can bear...
point that struck a chord with viewers everywhere. You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. He didn't stop there. In a room full of powerful figures, he reminded everyone
about anything. You know nothing about the real world.
Lecturing the public on social issues often live in a bubble, far removed from the struggles most people face. His sharp wit and no-nonsense attitude left the audience laughing, and more than a little uncomfortable. But Gervais doesn't just go after celebrities with a simple joke. He's made a career of cutting through the nonsense with brutal honesty. His approach has become a breath of fresh air for those tired of the endless stream of celebrity activism that feels more performative than genuine. And that's exactly what makes him so effective. With every monologue, every comment, Gervais leaves a lasting impression, whether audiences are laughing, squirming, or both. From his legendary Golden Globe appearances to his stand-up specials, Ricky Gervais has earned a
politically incorrect and hilarious, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you. So this is...
that isn't afraid to call it like he sees it. And as long as Hollywood continues to embrace its own contradictions, you can...
offense, isn't it? When people say they're offended, it's that just because you're offended, it doesn't mean you're right.
Find them and the world. Just how ridiculous it all is Ricky Gervais, fearless and unapologetic. Ricky Gervais is not one to shy away from controversy, and one of his most iconic moments was when he took aim at Hollywood's hypocrisy. He pointed out how many celebrities had worked with disgraced producer Harvey Weinstein, yet were now preaching about morality and virtue. The result? A mix of laughter and uncomfortable silence from the crowd, proof that Gervais knows how to strike a nerve while keeping things hilariously real. During his legendary Golden Globe monologues, Gervais doesn't just make
please everyone, you'll please no one. With comedy as well, I think you've got to deal with taboos and contentious issues, and sometimes you deal in irony, and some people don't get that, but, you know, you can't legislate against stupidity, otherwise you'll be doing nothing. So, if you're saying anything,
he exposes the contradictions of an entire culture. In a world where everyone's quick to judge others for their flaws, Gervais is the one calling out the absurdity.
Ricky G here, wellness and beauty influencer. As a celebrity, I know all about stuff, like science and politics. So trust me when I tell you who you should vote for. If you don't vote the right way, that's like a hate crime, and it makes me sad and angry, and I'll leave the country.
Laugh at ourselves while we can. Another unforgettable moment came when he faced off with Joy Behar on The View. Behar tried to corner him on the issue of political correctness, claiming comedians should be more careful not to offend anyone. Gervais wasn't having it. He fired back, saying, "Just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right." This simple statement cuts to the heart of the issue. Comedy is meant to challenge norms, even if it makes people uncomfortable. And if you're too sensitive to hear the truth, maybe comedy isn't for you. But Gervais didn't just stop at defending comedy. He took on the entire concept of selective outrage in today's culture. He pointed out how certain groups are deemed untouchable while others are fair game. Gervais argued that if we can't laugh at everything...
Not all women. I mean the old-fashioned ones. You know, the old-fashioned women. Oh, God. You know, the ones we...
is truly fair game anymore. His message was clear. If nothing's off limits, then comedy is dead. It was a bold statement that resonated with many who felt political.
I've got to live as a chimp for a year, then have hormones, get me all nice and hairy. That'd be lovely, right? I'm going to stay a male chimp, so I can keep all that, right? A male heterosexual chimp, keep the same girlfriend. Jane will be happy. She loves me. She loves chimps, so, you know.
Tackling tough issues, pushing boundaries, and occasionally using irony. If you're afraid to polarize people, then you're not really saying anything. You can't please everyone, and if you try, you'll please no one, he often says. Comedy is about pushing the limits, even if it means making people uncomfortable. In a viral video that captured his satirical brilliance, Gervais mocked celebrities who use their platforms to push political agendas. He imitated the typical Hollywood influencer, poking fun at how these multi-millionaire celebrities with mansions claim to know everything about politics and even go as far as
nonsense. They wear masks and capes and really tight costumes. Their job isn't acting anymore. It's going to the gym twice a day and taking steroids, really. Have we got an award for most ripped?
I mean, you're right. This simple statement cuts to the heart of the issue. Comedy is meant to challenge norms, even if it makes people uncomfortable. And if you're too sensitive to hear the truth, maybe comedy isn't for you. But Gervais didn't just stop at defending comedy. He took on the entire concept of selective outrage in today's culture. He pointed out how certain groups are deemed untouchable while others are fair game. Gervais argued that if we can't...
A platform to make a political speech, right? You're in no position to lecture the public about anything. You know nothing about the real world. Most of you spent less time in school than Greta Thunberg. So, if you win, right, come up, accept your little award.
Game anymore. His message was clear. If nothing's off limits, then comedy is dead. It was a bold statement that resonated with many who...
And he obviously didn't kill himself, just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up! I know he's your friend, but I don't care.
When it comes to comedy, Gervais believes in tackling tough issues, pushing boundaries, and occasionally using irony. If you're afraid to polarize people, then you're not really saying anything. You can't please everyone, and if you try, you'll please no one, he often says. Comedy is about pushing the limits, even if it means making people uncomfortable. In a viral video that captured his satirical brilliance,
I'm not going to do this again anyway. But if you were to buy one...
Gervais mocked celebrities who use their platforms to push political agendas. He imitated the typical Hollywood influencer, poking fun at how these multi-millionaire...
I'm jumping on the bandwagon, because I haven't even seen The Tourist. Who has? But no, it must be good, because it's nominated, so shut up, okay? And I'd like to quash this ridiculous rumour going around that the only reason The Tourist was nominated was so the Hollywood foreign press could hang out with Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie.